Hey everyone, this is Benja Welldone in the audio version of my YouTube channel, Benja Welldone Comedy, playlist Waiting for the World, where I document my rise to comedy starting from when I moved to Texas a little over a year ago in 2018. If you have any live question about absolutely anything having to do with love advice, joining the military, foreign travel, business, you name it, feel free to send me an email at Benja, B-E-N-J-A, Welldone, WELLDONE @gmail.com, and once a week I'll anonymously give you an answer to your question, roasting the shit out of your situation just to make light of it, followed by giving you a real legit answer. Thank you for your time and stay tuned.
And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live. It is Tuesday, December the 31st, New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's Day. It's 9:46 in the morning, and I'll be doing some cooking. I got some ingredients to get and shit. You know, I figured that I'm cheap, all right, but I'm economical too. So this is what I mean. I told my wife that I don't want to go to restaurants anymore because it's too expensive, you know? Pay a guy like $15 to go bring my plate from the kitchen and then bring it to me. Like, that shit's ridiculous, you know? I know you say here's the thing. I'm a really good tipper, like really good. I do at least 20% on average. But I don't get paid when I go to my kitchen, when I bring a plate of food to my wife, you know? It may sound stupid, but those are just my thoughts on that matter. So, you know, we still go to restaurants if we don't feel like cooking, which is very rare. But what I'm getting to is, you know how they have all these, like, they're like companies that you pay and they send you ingredients. You're basically being lazy with your shopping, with your grocery shopping, you know? So I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm going to start cooking like legit, like straight up real Chinese food, where you go to like an Asian supermarket just to get the ingredients, you know what I'm saying? For all of our food, for like Mexican and Chinese and whatever, you name it. So I got these different like recipes and whatever I want. I got this like cultural recipe thing that has all these different recipes. I bought it online, and it has all these different recipes from different parts of the world. I got one from China, one for China, like Chinese, Asian, it's Asian in general. One Italian, and then one like international, a little bit of everywhere, and then one for like stir fry, another for like barbecue. So I'm pretty much set all around the world as far as types of food. And by the way, I just got an air fryer, so I'm going to use that thing today. It's going down official. You heard me, an air fryer. So what I was going to do today is I was going to do some Chinese food. And basically, let me interrupt myself. What I was getting at is, I told my wife, instead of going to a restaurant not having the best ingredients, why don't I get better ingredients, cook them myself, and we don't even have to leave the house? I'm telling you, I'm saving so much money. And I've always cooked. I always have cooked for myself and my wife or whatever, whoever. But now I'm taking it to like next level. And I've been doing this for like 6 months or something. And I'm telling you, the food is phenomenal. Best Chinese I ever had, my house. No lie, 100% my house. What do? Follow directions. Follow directions. That's it. It's not that complicated, guys. Let's get with it. So anyway, so I wanted to have Chinese food today, and I already got the air fryer. And I literally just unpackaged it today. And I'm going to have some orange chicken. So I'm on my way to get a couple ingredients that I have to get in order to do the marinade, so I can let it, sort of just sit in there whenever I'm ready, throw it in the air fryer, rock and roll, So that's what I'm doing right now. Now, that's already been discussed. Let's move on to some more pressing matters. I always say this, and I'm going to say it again. There's different things in different moments in your life that take you to that next level. It might be something that maybe something that may seem small to others, but it's big to you. Big to others and small to you. But it's like moving mountains. It's like giant, huge things. And it can come at any random moment. It could happen multiple times in a day, or maybe not once for a whole month or more or less or whatever. It can happen whenever or whatever. And that happened to me today. So I say this thing where I say levels. I say #levels, which pretty much means I'm moving up, like getting better at something, and moving out and like moving on. Kind of like a flagship. Because a flagship, or a ship in general, moves forward, but it also has levels to it. So imagine going forward as though it were a ship, as though you were a ship, and building levels on top of that. So you're continually getting things from a better point of view, higher and higher, while progressing more forward in your goal, in your life, your venue, your purpose, pursuits, etc. So I came to the realization today. So here's the thing. There's this contest that I was going to enter, that I did enter. And it was for people that have been doing stand-up comedy. And I told you, like, I've been doing it in the streets and stuff, but I've only been doing it on stage for about, like, a little over a year, like a year and a half. Okay? But I have honor. I'm an Army veteran, right? And there's this contest that I entered, and it was 2 different categories, under 2 years or over 2 years. And I entered the under 2 years, being honorable, being truthful. And I found out that I did not advance to the next level. It's perfectly fine, because I always had 10 things lined up behind it. But here's the thing. I started telling myself, in jiu-jitsu, what they do a lot of... Let me correct this camera a little bit. In jiu-jitsu, what they do a lot of times is, there's like an ongoing joke with like white belts, which is, a lot of times a white belt will actually be a much higher ranked, higher level belt than they really are. And they will enter tournaments as a white belt, but they really have blue belt skills. They're really like much better than the other white belts there. But there's a term called sandbagging. I'm pretty sure that's a term, where it pretty much means having a skill set of something much higher than you are entering yourself into. Which to me, it's bad in character. It's poor judgment. It's just bad all around, So I kind of got the inkling of an idea. For no reason. Could somebody actually be doing this for comedy? Could somebody be entering a competition under false pretenses and having no hate, moving on, and I'm leading to my point, just to advance, if they were much more experienced or better, whatever. So I looked up this individual, which I will keep it nameless, and I found out they've been doing comedy since, to say the least, without giving any information away, much longer than 2 years, close to maybe 4, 5, who knows. And it was I checked, and I wasn't even curious, but I was basing my movements and my actions based off of something that already happens, just to get not even confirmation, but anyway, so I looked it up, and I was 100% right. And I realized in those minutes that I always say that if you ever notice that you're focusing on someone else, almost always, 99.9%, you're wrong. And the reason why is because while you're spending that time focusing on the other person, doing anything, doesn't matter what it is, 99.99%, You're taking time off yourself that you could be investing to be getting better. So that was something that I already knew that I was doing, that I caught myself, and I said, oh, I got to stop this. But then, directly after that, and here's what I'm leading to, here's my point, I realized something. I realized that, in all honesty, doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter how long the person has been doing comedy. Now, maybe it was political, and they do have those things where somebody, especially like in Hollywood and whatnot, might get a role or a job, or even in comedy, advance, or they might have select contests like, a black-only contest, comedy festival. Like, I get it. I've actually done one, but it wasn't a black-only, because I'm not fucking black. But, or maybe like gay-only, or, that shit's dumb to me. It really is. It truly is. But if it's something that you want to do, go for it. There's plenty of comedy contests and festivals to go along, but you aren't ever going to see a white male. Oh, that really got me. A white male only. Oh. Oh gosh, a white male only comedy contest. That sounds so sexist and fucking racist, but if it's any other combination but that, nobody says anything. They're like, it's cool. It is what it is. Like, bro, whatever. I love doing this channel. I really do. I really, really do. But anyway, so what I realized is I'm going to make that into a bit. I'm definitely going to make that into a bit. The thing that I realized was it doesn't fucking matter. Because for whatever reason that she was picked, I got to get better. I didn't even look at any of her comedy. Okay? So it had nothing to do about comparison. Because the thing, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the interesting thing about comedy is that especially when it comes to contests, is that whatever I do, okay, in preparation, unlike a fight, has to be better than what the other person is going to do, almost always without having a clue about anything that they've done before. Especially when it's an online submission. So it's like saying, hey, you have to do better than the other guy. And they're like, well, where's the bar? How good is the last person? Doesn't matter. Because you got to be better than however high that bar is. So the only bar that I can ever really raise is within myself. And my goals and my objectives and my accomplishments and not even accomplishments, just me pushing myself and being better at this and better and just getting better in comedy excessively. 'Cause it's all I want. It's all I want. I have no interest in a newer car, in this or in that, whatever. It's all I want. That's it. Simple. Okay? It might be challenging but possible to get 1,000 things you ever want in life. 150. But I can get one. And I'm getting it. And I'm doing it. So, as I've said before and I'll say again, I am singularly focused. I don't have any distractions around me. So that's when I realized, again, just something different. # levels. I got to get better. Because whatever she did, even if she was doing it 5 years, if she did great, again, comedy is subjective, but if somebody thought that she was better, then I have to be better than her. Without even looking at it, because it doesn't matter to me how good they are. I just have to be, like what they're saying, I just have to be doing better than they do. Because just because she says something funny, and it was a girl. This girl says something funny, and I say something funny, and then someone else says something funny. Comedy also is subjective. And I'm being completely analytical, as I always am. But with that being mentioned, just because somebody says something funny and someone says something funny also, if they're both killing, well, just because I said something funny, that doesn't mean the stuff that the next guy says isn't going to be funny. You know what I mean? But that's where I'm distinguishing myself different and doing things differently between my formula and my method and how I do my material, and I show it and I display it and everything. So, excuse me. So that's how I'm going to separate. And that's how I do separate myself. I know that if I was on stage, I'd be able to present it a lot more. But my video alone, video is great because it can actually show stuff in a way that just audio doesn't. But it was a very, very good experience, because the second that I realized two things. Number one, what I already had realized before, that I wasn't focusing on myself, I stopped immediately. And then two, directly after that it doesn't matter how good they are, because the competitions, that's a limited competition. So I already enter into festivals and all sorts of stuff with no year requirement. But I have to be funnier than everybody. The only way to rise to the top is to be better than the ones below me and above me and semi-parallel to me, or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. That's the only way to get better. You can only climb up a ladder by going up the rungs, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because it's taking me to the next level. It truly, truly is. And I needed to say it and get it out. So this is me saying it and getting out. I have some phone calls that I'll be having to make on my way back home. But if you listened up to this point and you have, one of the things that I want to do is, oh, by the way, side note, my website, Benja, Benja, Welldone, Welldone.com is up. It is official. It'll have my dates on it. It'll have some information about me, contact info, questions, comments, etc. I spent I'll say so long, but long enough on it. And then I went past that until it was absolutely perfect in every way. I don't have to touch it. The only I have to do now is just update dates for shows, and that's it. Which is great, and I'm excited and looking forward. I'm looking forward. I wouldn't say excited. I'm very particular with every single word that I say, as I'm sure you can imagine. But anyway, so I just wanted to get this all out and let you know that about that greatness, that good thing that happened today. About realizing that it doesn't matter how long someone has been doing it, and regardless of, doesn't matter what the circumstances, to be better, because I gotta be, and that's it. And I will be, and I am. I'm working on it actively. Nothing else. And there's a big difference between saying it, being positive. Yeah, I'm not pessimistic, but I'm also not positive. I put my work in, and I'm getting it done, and I'm making it happen. So with that being mentioned, I hope everybody has a beautiful day, a happy new year, and I'll probably be splicing this video up to have it be in separate weeks, but maybe not. It all just sort of depends, because last week was kind of funky because I didn't do the upload with Christmas and everything. I did it like after it was uploaded, so whatever. Anyway, but I hope everybody has a beautiful day today. And one thing that I mentioned that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start whenever I can get it, getting questions and doing questions and stuff like that online. So hope everybody liked this video, and have a beautiful day. I'm Benja Welldone. Thank you for your time. I'm out. Peace.